Hey guys, so this is Primeval, and welcome back to part 9 of my 43 Civ true start location game as the Celts. Now, we are playing on Deity, for those of you just joining us now, and, well, I'm playing this in 1 hour chunks every day, and every time I come back, it seems like I need to reacquaint myself with what's going on, so as much for my benefit as for yours, if it's also been a while since you've been tracking this series, let's take stock with what's going on here. We've got 3 cities. Our plan is to do a frigate rush on England, although I haven't been playing as tightly as I'd like, so the frigate rush is going to be a little late. Not only that, but we did sign a declaration of friendship with England, and we still have 14 turns left on that, which, with our timing, should line up. There shouldn't be too much waiting before the time period where we grab frigates at navigation and have to wait for that declaration of friendship to expire. The positive side of this is we can play sort of old school vanilla style, where we relieve Elizabeth of as much of her gold stockpile as possible before declaring war. So one of the, well, I guess now it's not one of the more recent changes, but somewhere in the past 2 years, they changed it so you couldn't swap lump sum gold with an AI unless you had a declaration of friendship, which we so happen to have. So perhaps a mild inconvenience, perhaps it makes us feel like a bit of a backstabbing jerk, but we'll be able to fill our coffers with a lot of gold from Elizabeth before we declare war. At least that's the plan. Hopefully I'll remember. We do have 14 turns to pull that off, so we can do that. Now, we'll go over some of the comments from YouTube during the turn transition, since those are inevitably going to be quite long. Just a reminder of the other small things that we're doing. We are exploring Europe. We're going to either explore, well, we're exploring the Mediterranean. We're going to see if we can get into the Black Sea, or if Egypt or another civ has set up a Suez Canal and we can explore some of Africa as well. We can pop over, yeah, if someone has settled a Suez type location, we can pop over and visit Mecca. So that's exploration there. We've got this one trireme doing some excellent mapping for our empire, and then we've got this missionary headed out. He's got 2 uses left. He's going to go and spread religion to this Danish city here, up our pressure in this region. We're sandwiched in between Judaism and Catholicism. We're going to try to get some good religious pressure going in our region, maintain our strength for a while, because we do have tithe, and at the moment we're getting 21 gold per turn off of religion. The other purpose for this missionary is we did spot a couple Galeas somewhere over here. We're hoping that they're sailing off to the west and not to the east, because grabbing some free Galeas will definitely help with our whole naval domination plan. Alright, but that's probably enough of a recap. Let's get rolling here. So, I do want to also verify that all of the send is coming through fine. It looks like it is. Attila has declared war on Gandhi. We lost, yes, at the end of the last turn, we lost our heavily damaged trireme, who was hoping to go and scout out the western Asian coast and actually find China's capital. We did swap embassies with them, didn't we? Yes, right over here. And we also met Honolulu, or Kamehameha. But unfortunately, there was a whole band of archers here, and some Chinese triremes blocked our progress, so we ended up losing that guy as well. Now, our timing for the Oxford University lines up with finishing astronomy, so we can grab navigation here. That'll shave off a good 17 turns. I also have a research agreement finishing soon with the Netherlands, so I'll want to plan out that tech path. I grab engineering for the additional trade route, go over to metal casting for the workshop, and then pick up the armory at steel. I think seems like a good plan here. And yeah, all of that seems good. Do I want the mint, or do I need to go into Galeas immediately following Oxford? Let's line up the Galeas. I can fortify that warrior here. Bring this Galeas over. Up in here. And since we couldn't make it down to the southern tip of Asia, we'll have to start sending this scout down over that way too, because there's definitely a few civs over here that we haven't met. Korea, for one. I don't know who else is going to be tucked in down here. At least I can't recall at the moment. And let's go scout a little more of France's lands. They're packed with units there. Alright, so get the turn transition rolling and show you our day-to-day good rundown of what we had going there. We've got England and Spain at war with each other. That was our Women at War episode where we bribed Spain into war with England. The fleet of Galeas, Barbs to the north, and we've got two research agreements about to finish. One with the Netherlands and the other, I think, was with Sweden, but it might have been with someone else. So those are both going to finish in the next, well, I think the Netherlands is in maybe the 5-turn window, and the second research agreement is more in the 10 to 15-turn window. Okay, so we'll look at the YouTube comments over at the next turn transition, since these things are going to be getting longer and longer. And I'm also getting a bit of frame rate lag on Civ, so hopefully it won't become insanely bad. And let's go and use the first spread here to call Pang. And we'll go base all of these Galeas over at Dublin. We do want to keep an eye on Elizabeth's naval positioning. Right now she doesn't have much of a navy, at least not near our navy. We'll go and scout out over the English Channel, and then we'll hop them back over by Dublin, just so that Elizabeth doesn't get too suspicious of us here. And we just run, swap embassies with Caesar here.
Pontifex Maximus Roma. Si tu est Romae amicus, is gratus.
And do I need to trade for anything else right now? No. Swap that out, and go park right there. And next turn. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I need to get going. Roll that over. K-Mafia, why no off-world anymore? It's more a matter of not having time during my usual off-world slots. I can promise that I'll play some off-world Thursday night, that's Eastern time. Probably around 7 p.m. And I might be able to squeeze some off-world in tonight, but no promises there. But Thursday night, around 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern time, we'll definitely get some more off-world in. I probably won't be playing it as frequently as I have been in the past, but I definitely still like off-world, and I will be revisiting it on a regular basis. There is a new patch coming. I don't know if it's released today or tomorrow, or it's been released already. But I'm excited to see how that all shakes out. And Centenario, welcome to the stream. And our good friend Harold there wants to do the whole open borders thing, which we definitely want to keep going. So I'm planning to remain friends with both Sweden and Denmark. We've got them going over there. We're separated by a good bit of water, so we should be able to maintain a good friendship. Maybe get Germany in on that friendship too. We'll have to see. Well, let's go and review the whole diplomatic situation. Well, didn't I promise someone to go and declare war on Venice? I think we were, being real sycophants there and teaming up on the weak guys, turning on the whole axis of weaklings there. So I think we promised to declare war. Well, we denounced Poland, promised to declare war on Venice, and declined to renew our friendship with the Netherlands. So that was the initial axis of weaklings. And so I think I'm going to have to go and denounce Venice now before that promise to go to war kicks in, because, well, with 42 other civs, I don't want to commit too many diplomatic faux pas. We are going to have to, make some people angry. We are going to be declaring war, but we don't want to be known as a huge backstabber. Although that's definitely what we're going to do with Elizabeth, but we're going to do it in such a way that it's diplomatically acceptable. Alright, so I wanted to look at the whole situation with Gustav, friends with me, friends with France, so we could add France to our gathering of friends here. And let's have a look at Denmark. Friends with India. Interesting. So that's going to be a little more spread out. Who have people been denouncing? Looks like it's just Poland, the Huns. People are at war with Mongolia, China. That's just the pair of them. Poland definitely is not very popular in this game. Alright, so we'll go and denounce Venice. Well, let's see, could we trade something with them first? Crabs are very popular here. Everyone wants crabs. That's a nice little feature of the enhanced UI. Lets us know what luxuries of ours are in demand. And we can actually go and sell that right now. So, with Venice, we'll go and denounce them. Publicly denounce Enrico. We have sullied our reputation with such a foolish move. Hopefully it wasn't a foolish move, but I do have a plan here. And I think this rolls with our whole diplomatic scheme. And now, who are we friends with? Who do we want to sell these crabs to? We are friends with Isabella, and she has a huge pile of money. Who is, well, so there are people who want to see the demographics screen. We are currently lowest on tech, but only 11% behind the tech leader. The tech leader is currently Elizabeth, which is a little worrisome. I am curious to know how much happiness Spain has, and if I'm helping them by giving them a luxury. Probably not, since they do get double happiness off of the world wonders. Let's go and sell this right now. 240. Propose. And should I buy a barracks here? I think at my current gold income per turn, plus if we do sell our gold per turn to England, we will have enough to buy and upgrade all of the Galeas, which means I do have the gold to spare for a barracks. It'll be good to give these guys, at the moment it looks like it's going to be the land promotions, but we do need to get a good look at what sort of navy Elizabeth has. She's got, at the moment, just the one Galeas and the one trireme that we can see. And do I need to grab open borders with Carthage here? Let's see, will she swap them one for one? No, we'll have to give up some of our precious gold per turn, but I do want to get some more of the scouting done. So we'll pay her 2 gold per turn there. And pop in. We just met Ethiopia. Swap embassies there. And so it was actually Ethiopia who founded the desert folklore religion, which is interesting. I was expecting that to be Egypt. So it does make sense that Ethiopia would be one of the first founders of religions. They do have the monument, stele, that also gives them faith generation. But I guess that's probably a good scenario, because they shouldn't be able to make as good a use of desert folklore as, say, Egypt would have. Osubover of Darkness, welcome to the stream. And Jorier is thinking that we promised France. Yeah, we can definitely swap open borders here to go to war with Venice. And it gains our speed is at standard, but as all the units start pumping out more and more units that need to be calculated by our processor and possibly inefficiently animated off-screen by the GPU, the actual turn transitions seem to be getting longer, and we do seem to have a little more frame rate drag here as we try to move the camera around. But I mean, it's definitely manageable. We are ticking through the turns at a reasonable pace, so I'll try not to draw attention to that so much, just in case everyone else is enjoying the nice chill pace and I'm pointing out something that really shouldn't be a bother. Alright, so this has caused a divide between us. I meant to denounce Venice to make friends with everyone else, not to cause any trouble. Okay. Assyria seems to be player 43 there. I think Assyria might be at war with someone. There's the barbarians chunk through. We do know there are at least 2 Goliaths here in the polar regions of Siberia. So let's see if we can get over there quickly. We are going to get astronomy in 7 turns, which will help our missionaries move a little faster while embarked. And okay, so let's take stock of Elizabeth's navy. At the moment, it's not that substantial. The English Channel is generally clear. She's got the Goliath, she's got the Trireme. Hopefully that'll remain so for the next, how long is our friendship gonna last? The next 12 turns. And we are now scouting Italy, which I think Centenario and IT Games wanted us to see a while back. So it's good that we can finally make good on that wish. We've just met the Ottomans, we can swap embassies with them. And whoa, definitely a bit of frame rate lag here. There's Sicily, the boot of Italy, and this is Mongolian territory. Okay, what else do we need going here? Sort by gold, highest gold. Barcelona, Stockholm, keep on trading with our Scandinavian brothers, and choose, well, I guess the Celts aren't Scandinavians, but since I want to be good friends with them, we'll consider them brothers in spirit. Now, temple done. I think we need to pump our army or a Colosseum. Let's go with the Colosseum here. We're going to need that happiness eventually. And let's see. Aglias is 32 turns, the Trireme at 14. Let's just worry about the Colosseum. But what's our production size generation? That's all reasonable. Okay, we'll leave that as is. Alternatively, we could switch that over to science. But I don't think my fleet of Goliaths are going to be ready if I get it over to navigation much sooner than that. Dreyer asks if promising to declare war in 10 turns shows in the deal history. It does not, unless that's something that changed in a recent patch, but don't think it does. We'll check that at the end of this turn transition, and we'll upgrade that deal sail to 2 gold per turn, which should be the standard, and we'll swing over to YouTube to see what we have to say. Pat Lafro, I'm glad you're enjoying the Civ series and my channel in general. Shadowy Shadow wants to see a domination-only victory. That's a possibility for our next series, or we could play one of the Deity challenge lineups from Civ Fanatics forums. And I think someone over on CFC wants to see me play one of the DD Challenge lineups as well. We could flip over to grab his name, but maybe at the next turn transition. But those DD Challenge lineups probably are going to be domination based, and people are happy that we are friends with Sweden. I think Assyria is a controversial character in this game. I think I remember seeing him either at war or being denounced, but we'll see. Blue Squidify, glad you joined this series, and we'll address Toothache 42's question at the next turn transition. So he's asking about religious spread and whether it's better to invest in faith-generating buildings or in great prophets and missionaries in terms of growing your religion. Now, this worker is done here. I think we'll have him sleep. And as for food, now, well, we definitely want to be working the fish. That was a mistake. But we don't want to slow Oxford by too much. Let's see, which tile is the fish strictly better than? 5 yields, 4 yields, 5 or 6 or 6. Alright, so let's go over here. Growth in 14 turns. If I want to grow sooner, we could dial back on the faith. Growth in 9. Delays Oxford, not at all. But switching from the fish from the hill farm does delay Oxford by 1 turn. I think, yeah, that 1 turn delay will be fine. I don't have as large a fleet of Goliaths as I would like, though hopefully we can grab a couple Goliaths with our missionary there, but they're not going to be relevant for this first campaign, because even if we do grab them in the next 5 turns or so, it's going to take forever for them to sail back home. But I am happy with the setup. We do want to grow a little more. Really slow growth, it's true. Our research agreement just finished, which means we grab astronomy in 3, so we could potentially have navigation a lot sooner if we had started or been playing a little tighter, gotten Oxford a little sooner. But as the game is now, that's not so important because we don't have a whole fleet of Goliaths to do a mass upgrade. The mass upgrading is nice because it saves us a lot of hammers. If we can build them as Goliaths and then pay to upgrade them, that's a really efficient way to do things. Whereas if we were just to rush by frigates, that would be really expensive, and if we were having to manually build the full hammer cost of the frigates, that would also be quite expensive hammer-wise. So a nice thing to do is to build out the upgradable units and then just pay the gold for the upgrade cost, which I'm going to try to do for at least 6 Goliaths. A fleet of 6 frigates would be good for knocking down whatever fleet Elizabeth has, as long as it's not overly large, and also taking cities in a 2-turn span. Let's see. Oh, at least depending on their combat strength. That looks like it's good for the turn. And another research agreement. I think I need to hang on to this gold. Sorry, Isabella. Osu, Bober of Darkness, we are playing on a huge Earth map. Now, we've just met Theodora. We can swap embassies there. have I tried the settler challenge before? So Kalashkova, I'm assuming, is asking about the Germany no settler challenge, where as Germany you delete your settler, and then is that what we're talking about? Or okay, or trying to get the fastest science win on settler difficulty. That also sounds interesting. That's a potential for a future game as well. I have not done either of those, but either of them do sound interesting, and we could definitely try that at some point. People are happy that we've denounced Poland. Bison is an official resource, but I do have the extra luxuries running. That's right, Matter Zero. Thanks for filling in the chat on the state of our mods. You can also link or copy paste the description of all the mods I'm running from my YouTube channel if you want to see the start of this series, and that's over on my YouTube channel. And so we're going to keep on selling all these open borders for 2 gold per turn. I don't think the AI should be willing to pay more for that at the moment. And we can renew that deal. Okay, and we did want to check whether or not the promises to go to war have been recently added to the diplomacy deal history. I don't believe that's the case, but I did tell the chat that I would check, so let's go do that. And we've got a text deal. We could steal out navigation here, and that would get us a little more than 100 science. Chivalry for 566. Acoustics for 1,000, that would be our best value there. Not that we'd be using acoustics for anything. Or engineering, which would be relevant for kicking out a trade route, but none of these are immediately relevant to our plans, so I'll just go for the maximum beaker yield here with acoustics. So we've been having really good luck stealing from Amsterdam here, and with little fear of repercussions, since they are part of the Axis of Weaklings. We don't mind having to denounce them, and they can't really do much to us. But they do have a huge population, decent science by the looks of it, or at least at deity level, everyone's ahead of us in science, so we're getting some really nice techs out of them, which is excellent. Although, I might want to reposition to London. London is still the tech leader, at least amongst people that we've met. But they are still the best, so could be tied with people on the North American continent, but this makes taking them down early all the more important. Now, I did promise to check if anything's changed at the deal history screen. Now it looks like it's all deals here. None of that is the promise to go to war. And we'll shuffle through all of them. So this is an actual declaration of war, not a promise to go to war, or a commitment to go to war in 10 turns. So yes, no, the promises do not show up there. You just have to remember, which is potentially problematic if you're playing over multiple days, or you have a poor memory, which both of which might be applicable to me. Now, do we want to explore in that way, or perhaps we could grab open borders from Theodora and explore the Black Sea, or pop over this way and see if Egypt has dropped a Suez Canal. We do see a bit of Egypt here. We haven't met them yet though, so that'll be nice to do. Okay, another trade route, highest gold with London. We can keep on trading with London for now. When we declare war, if we're the one who declares war, we'll get that trade route back and we can send it somewhere else. If we want to keep growth going, doing some internal trade routes for food would be powerful, but on Deity, the gold boost is more powerful or more flexible than having the extra citizen or the extra food. So Elizabeth is starting to churn out some navy here. She's got a privateer, which is worrying. I think that means that rather than striking her cities first, we're going to need to group up our frigates near one of her cities, potentially strike the city, but we want enough density. We want privateers of our own so that when she sends her privateers at us, we can steal them and take them again. And it looks like Sweden is doing a good job at using this trireme to block us off from getting over to the western Siberian Galeas that we really want to convert. So we'll be able to get by once we have astronomy. We can just go around this longer route here, which seems like what we're going to have to do. And Matter 2 does point out that England does get 2 spies, so it's even more likely they'll have a spy on counter-espionage in their capital there. Theodora wants open borders with us. We are about to explore that region, so let's just do the swap of open borders. And let's go and address Toothache 42's question about considering buying our faith generation buildings. So we do have the mosque's tenant as a follower belief for our religion. So why didn't I use my faith to buy a mosque? Yes, so it was France who wanted us to get into a war with Venice. Let's get this war started. Now, so the reason that I chose to go for missionaries and religious spread rather than the religious buildings is because it's easier to spread your religion before you have to fight the followers and the religious pressure of other rival religions. So you get a lot more mileage out of the early religious spreads from your great prophets or your missionaries if you use them early before the cities around you have any religious pressure or religious followers from opposing religions. So that's why I'd rather get the missionaries out there spreading religion first than get those faith-generating buildings running. Even though there is a certain rationale for that, because the sooner you get them going, the sooner they pay for themselves, and the sooner you build them, the earlier you build them, the cheaper in terms of faith they'll be. And because every time we hit a new era, the faith cost of purchasing either the mosque or the missionary or even the inquisitor goes up. So right now they're at 300, I think. Originally they were at 160 or 200. I don't remember exactly, since sometimes I play at quick speed, sometimes at standard. But getting that mosque online early would have been nice. It would have been cheaper faith-wise. But we can make better use of our missionaries and better consolidate our religion by spreading it early. Because once we have several cities following our religion, they'll each reinforce each other with religious pressure, and we're better able to hold off against the religious pressure of competing religions. So that's why I go for the missionaries first rather than the faith-generating buildings. And we just met Egypt. We can swap embassies there. And since we did just get open borders with Theodora, let's go and pop into the Black Sea, and then perhaps we'll see if we can get open borders with Egypt and see if they've set up a canal city. We did get open borders with them, didn't we? Okay, we do have open borders, but we only have the one movement left, so we'll save that for next turn. And explore south, try to meet up with the rest of the Asian, and maybe even get over to some of the oceanic civs. And with this guy, we're still scouting Egypt's naval setup. So we've got one privateer, one galleass. So far, not too worrying. And this guy's still blocking your path. We'll just wait there. Okay, we did buy the barracks here. We're 4 turns away from finishing our university. We are going to need more money soon. We've got 8 turns left on that declaration of friendship. So I think before we finish Oxford, or maybe the turn we finish Oxford, we'll do the whole gold per turn for lump sum gold from England. Actually, since this is going, we're going to be backstabbing you soon. Why don't I just pay you gold per turn, and in the end, that'll save me money. Buy a couple of galleass, and then we will be at our 6, I think. Casimir, let's give us 10 turns to prepare, and we can declare war on Poland there. Daniel 4165 asks if you always lose your religion due to how aggressively the AI spreads theirs. So they do. The AI does get all sorts of bonuses on Deity, including they can train their units at half speed. Their missionaries cost half the amount to spawn, or something in that range. So they can really spread the religion, which makes it that much more important to get really strong religious pressure on your own cities going, so that you can counter the religious spread from missionaries. Now, if they start a concerted effort to send prophets at you, all that work you did to set up that strong pressure ends up being for naught. But you can use this game as an example. We are set up for some really strong religious pressure here. So, for example, in London, we have pressure of 37, and that's because these cities are surrounded by other cities that also have Tengrism. And as a result, we have a lot of followers, we have a lot of pressure, and even if the AI sends 2 or 3 missionaries of an opposing religion at that, we're still going to maintain Tengrism in the area. Now, if they send a great prophet, that totally wipes out our religious pressure in the area, or in the city, kills all of the followers, so that makes things a little more difficult. But getting a lot of cities converted early in a dense region goes a long way in helping you maintain your religious pressure and religious hold. So let's get another galleass rolling here. Promote a unit. Let's grab, since we see that Elizabeth has at least the 1 privateer, 2 privateers now, this is going to get a little more difficult. We're going to grab naval targeting. Drop it over here. Sleep. And we did just grab astronomy there, so we're going to embark all the way around. That'll be fine. And pop over this way. I would like to see what's in here, but I think I have met all the civs that are on in the Black Sea. So as much as I do enjoy using canal cities, so here's some of the new luxuries from the mod, a nice little olive grove here. But we'll let's go on. We've met our very first city-state, Sidon. Let's go and see if we can get over into the Red Sea or to Africa. And over to the next turn then. Alright, we do have our capital at 9 population. It'd be nice if it'd be higher, but sometimes things just don't work out that way. We're still in a reasonable position though, so I'm not too worried about the low pop capital. Hopefully we'll get some better capitals if our naval push is successful. This is actually, we'll probably won't be able to get into the war until tomorrow. But this game is going to hinge on this war. This war, now that I'm seeing Elizabeth has at least 2 privateers. By the time we get over to the war, she'll probably have 4, 5, 6, even 7 privateers. Unfortunately, she doesn't have iron, so she won't have many, if any, ships of the lines. But it's going to be a tough fight, and the rest of the game is going to hinge on A, if we can win the war, or B, if we can win the war without taking severe casualties. Alright, Matter 0 wants us to check what unique unit the city-state of Sidon would give us if we were allied with them. We can definitely go and check that out. And do we have more comments from YouTube? Hachi, Emer, I'm glad you're enjoying the series. And Angel Yiyo was talking about whether or not bribing Spain into a war with England was a good idea, because they're worried that getting England into a war will encourage them to build more units. And I can definitely see the rationale for that there, except that on Deity, in my experience, the AI will produce military units whether or not they are at war. So maybe they're planning a secret war, or maybe they just spam units regardless. But I don't think their at war, at peace situation determines whether or not they start dumping out units like mad. So while that is an interesting consideration, I don't think we were hurt by getting Spain to declare war on England. And in fact, I think that really helped us in stopping Spain from sending missionaries over towards England, which helped us maintain the dominance of Tengrism to the north of Nottingham here. In fact, at Nottingham, we are about even on followers, and I don't think that would have been the case if England and Spain were peaceful. Isabella would be much more free to send her missionaries and great prophets over at England. Alright, so we're curving around the long way here. Still haven't met any of those Goliaths that we had spotted with our trireme before he was lost by our carelessness. Alright, so England's got quite the navy now. At least 3 Goliaths and 2 privateers. Okay, England, we've got 6 turns left on that Declaration of Friendship. 3 turns left on Oxford. When we finish Oxford, we'll do the whole gold swap. We will buy Goliaths and then upgrade them to frigates. We currently have 8 iron, so an army of 8 frigates is very reasonable. We'll also need to save some money to buy at least 1 privateer, because converting Elizabeth's navy into our navy is going to be extremely critical here for us. Now, is PrimEvalCIV? PrimEvalCIV is the Suez Canal city. Excellent. So we'll be able to scout Africa, and let's check out what unique unit Sidon's making. The Foreign Legion. Good call there, Matter 2. They called that in chat way before we checked. And that's nice. The Foreign Legion is relevant for much of the game. Not that we're likely to wrestle control of Sidon away from the AI. Okay, so Spain wants us to declare war on Portugal. I don't think we can afford to get involved in many more wars here. We did promise to go to war with Poland, but that's pretty safe. Portugal, on the other hand, could cause some trouble for us. They at least will have ships sailing around, possibly pillaging our trade routes. Alright, let's do the crab sail here. And that'll get us even more gold to buy those critical frigates, frigate upgrades, buying Galeas and buying privateers. Now, Caesar has become too much to bear. We can't get involved in that either at the moment. Kalashkova asks if I'll be making a series for Hero Generations. Yes, actually. So when I finished the last Let's Play of Hero Generations, which I assume you've watched, Kalashkova, I had sort of mixed feelings about it. I enjoyed it, but I wasn't sure how long the fun would last. But it's actually got its hooks into me. I played another run-through, and I actually got to the end game content, and so now I know what I need to do to win, and so I'm really itching to give that a go. So we'll do another Hero Generations series at some point. I don't know exactly when. Yes, let's work together with France. I think they were also friends with one of our other friends, either Denmark or Sweden. So let's get that axis going. Yes, let's work together. And if we can get France to join our war with Elizabeth, that would also be excellent. Cameron 000, we never found out who took Babylon's capital, but we might get over there eventually. And did I? Oh, I did sell my last crab. Oops. So we will get some of our happiness back when we declare war on England, so we won't be facing the combat strength penalty from that. Because we are selling, at the moment, we are selling England, I think, at least our copper, or maybe it was our silver. So when that deal ends, we'll get our happiness back. Hopefully we can encounter some more luxuries. No, we're not going to have the gold to buy luxuries from the AI, but running into some natural wonders could offset some of that unhappiness. We are working on that Colosseum over in Reykjavik. So, well, being unhappy isn't the best, but we'll get by. Cameron wants us to check on victory progress, which we can certainly do here. Ooh. I see. So this would let us know who has Babylon's capital. Austria has Poland's capital, and Assyria has Babylon's capital. That makes sense. Cool. And of course, no one's making any dents into the science victory, or the diplomatic, or the cultural. Alright, now England, I would like open borders with you here. Can we do a swap of open borders? Alright, we'll pay you 2 gold per turn for that. We just found Mount Sinai, a little happiness there. Nudnik 101, we do have all victory types enabled. Elizabeth's fleet of privateers is distressing. We should have, if we had played a little tighter, we could have had frigates a little sooner, and that would have made things a little easier, but we'll deal with what we have. So, Isabella and England made peace a little while back. Let's see, can I get England into a war with France?
That's unacceptable.
Unacceptable? She still has a peace treaty with Isabella. Maybe Germany?
I beg your pardon?
She's not in a very warmongering mood, or she's planning to go to war with us. Probably not, though. We do have the shared religion. And we are currently friends, so that is masking any land coveting she has. But she definitely covets our lands. We have way too many shared borders for her not to be coveting our lands. Let's see. Declare war on... Who can I get her to declare war on that she'll actually use her army?
That's
Oh,
unacceptable.
no. Okay, let's try the reverse. Maybe if we can get France. Maybe we can get her to declare war on the Netherlands, since the Netherlands are really weak right now. Declare war on Isabella. No.
Hello again.
Declare... Whoa, whoa, no, 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 no. Too soon, plus we're still friends. Trade... Declare war on William.
I beg your pardon?
Alright, so she's not really in the warmongering mood. Sweet. Alright, so one free Gallius there. It's not going to get over to Edinburgh and our borders for upgrade in time for our first offensive on England. That's going to be in 6 turns. So that'll have to wait for tomorrow, but we'll pop. No, we should keep on scouting, getting good intel on what Elizabeth's army looks like. 3 privateers, some Glias. One of them was damaged. Sailing here. Interesting. We got our first heathen conversion, and it was this awesome Gallius, which is, well, I wouldn't say it makes going down the piety tree and pushing religion so hard worth it, but it's definitely adding to our fun here. So we're recruiting a nice little fleet of Barbarian Gallius, and hopefully they'll be relevant for us. Now we are unhappy, yes. That means we can maybe switch some of these guys away from food, since we're not worried about growing right now. Over like this, yeah, we'll just stagnate the cities. I will keep working the fish though, because if I don't, we're going to starve. No, we'll just go to full stagnation here. And likewise here, what happens if I were to switch over like that? That's still starvation. Okay, we'll keep it on low food growth. With the penalty like that, I don't want to have to worry about bringing food in. And we don't have superior tiles to work over in Dublin, so leave that as is. So, that seems fine. Oh, Kalashkova, I don't know if you've seen my Heroes Generation series, but I do have one on YouTube. So definitely go check that out if you haven't. Let's see, Carthage, they're not too happy about us denouncing Poland. And they're not going to be happy when we declare war on Poland either. So, actually, if we could swing our scout over to Poland, we could potentially make good use of that Dow and get in range to pillage some of their trade routes. Declaration of friendship. Oxford's about to finish. Okay, so this will be our last turn. I do have to wrap up the stream here, and you'll have to wait for the exciting discovery of navigation and our mass upgrade and the long anticipated war with England. That'll be tomorrow. And did we have any other comments from YouTube to pick up here? Nope, we've got that covered. Alright, so we'll play out this turn, and then we'll cap off this episode. We will need open borders with Arabia. Do I want to pay them 2 gold per turn? I do want to get some more scouting down in Africa. Let's see if they'll take 1 gold per turn. That's highly unlikely. Alright, so the 2 gold per turn. And we'll swing down this way. Ooh, no, we don't need to go to war right away. We'll have to do that exploring later. We could pop into Damascus, but that doesn't get us any more intel. We'll just wait here until people are out of the way. And do I actually want to swing back and try to make some trouble at Poland's new capital? No, that's going to be way too many turns. Let's just try to go and meet Korea and Japan. Meanwhile, we're scouting over this way, seeing if England has any fleet to the north. They don't. So we're going to go and concentrate our frigate fleet probably by Dublin then. Defend Dublin. We'll probably need a Glias or something over by Edinburgh to defend that in case they decide to send something around. But we're going to keep our fleet near England's fleet. Have enough gold to buy at least 2 privateers. Use our privateers and frigates to knock down Elizabeth's privateers, steal her privateers, achieve naval domination, profit. I think that's how that works. But Elizabeth definitely does have a lot of ships running around. It's a little worrying. Another side benefit of declaring war right here, having our fleet here, is we can pillage some of her trade routes, which will be another good gold boost. And let's swing this guy back down here. And do we have some more barbarian Galeas that we can convert? No, not at the moment. Move a stacked unit. Alright, fine, let's pop in here, see what we can see. A little more land scouted. That's about it. Alright, so we have 4 turns left on our friendship with England. 1 turn left on Oxford University. And this is where we'll leave it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Now, we could go even more unhappy. Or actually, this is just the renewal of the copper deal, which I'm definitely happy to do, since we are about to do the biggest, cruelest, most conniving backstab ever. So yes, I'll happily sell you this copper for 30 turns for a lump sum of 240 gold. Thanks, Elizabeth. You really know how to help me out. And yeah, so hope to see you all tomorrow. Not your average doorstop. We are only 1 episode ahead of part 8 on YouTube. This is 1 hour in from the start of part 9. I forgot to put a split in the middle, so I think by this stage, probably most of you are itching for full hour-long episodes, so you can let me know whether you prefer the half-hour-ish episode or the hour episode, but today's session will be the full-on hour episode. And with that, I will see you next time. Primeval, signing off. Oh wait, I guess we can finish talking to Ashurbanipal here. Let's go it alone. I forget what the diplomatic situation is on the continent, but they were involved in a couple of wars. They probably don't have the most favorable relations with other civs. They did take over Babylon after all, so we'll stay out of that for now. So we'll deal with the free tech, the backstabbing of England, all the upgrades in the next episode. Hope to see you then.